All right. Why did auto workers at a Hyundai factory go on strike? Was it because of bad working conditions? Was it because they were mad at their managers? They wanted more pay? No, fear of humanoid robots. Let's dig into it here with Carmi Levy, a tech analyst. It is time for technology time. Carmi, welcome back to the show.
Good to be back. And just for the record, this is human Carmi, not robotic Carmi.
Okay, good. I was going to go on strike in case,
All right.
but okay. All right, never mind. I'm not going on strike. Don't worry. Okay, tell me about this. What's going on? Unionized workers mad about mechanization of their job?
Yeah, so Hyundai, of course, they make, they're one of the biggest car makers in the world, but they're really big into robotics. Recently, they bought Boston Dynamics, a leading American robotics company. And they're the company that makes humanoid two-legged robots, as well as those dogs.
That's the company that releases the videos of like
year,
dog robots.
Exactly.
And
the
then
dancing
like human beings pushing the dogs and the dogs getting back up. I'm like, what are you doing?
That's them.
When the robots take over and we're subordinate to them, they're going to watch those videos of us torturing robots and say, this is why humanity deserves to suffer.
That's right. Bow to your robotic overlords. And so, these workers in these Hyundai auto plants specifically in Korea, Ulsan, South Korea, they have now initiated a partial strike in protest of Hyundai's plans to bring in these two-legged robots onto the factory floor. They're concerned about their jobs being replaced. They're concerned about job security. The company says that they're not going to be replacing humans. They will complement humans, that the robots will do work that is repetitive, that is harmful to humans' health, that isn't, value added, allowing the humans to do more value added work. But at the same time, we've seen this play out before with earlier generations of robots, like the arms that sort of do repetitive tasks. Eventually, those factories will have fewer people in them. And so as robotics moves from stationary arms to actual humanoid-like things that can walk around the factory and do far more than previous generations of robots could do, the workers are saying, we're drawing a line in the sand. We're going on strike. We need this to stop.
Now, I wonder if Henry Ford dealt with this problem. When is this just the same problem that we've been dealing with for the last 100 years?
Every
since the
technology that
Industrial
comes
Revolution?
along, does not come without its form of social strife.
Or is this somehow different? Because it's AI. Is this the same as an auto plant assembly line being more efficient and replacing people? Or is this fundamentally different than we would have seen 60, 70, 80 years ago when these plants became more mechanized because it's robots? My answer is, to my own question, I don't know. What is your take on that question?
Yeah, they're not just robots. They're two-legged robots, so they don't just stay in one place and do the same job over and over. That's a pretty easy task to replace, but they can wander the factory floor, and because they're powered by AI, they can learn as they go along, and they can get better at what they do and identify new tasks to do. That's the fear, is that now AI isn't just something that sits in a computer and you talk to in a chat bot, but it's something that now literally walks the factory floor and can figure out on its own how to replace the humans that are currently doing all of those jobs. That's the fear. And there's no verbiage in contracts that stops that from happening, despite the fact that companies like Hyundai are promising that isn't the case. There's nothing stopping that from happening in future.
But to the question, is this technology somehow different than the improvements we've made in the past to, auto factories?
I think it is, because it is AI powered, because it is adaptive, because it isn't being introduced to simply do one thing. Like the first generation of robots that we started seeing pop up in factories 30, 40 years ago,
which
making
is like
cars.
Arms that would put a part into the car. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
The same weld thousands of times over. Whereas now that same robot with the two legs can do that same weld, but it can also then walk across the factory floor and come up with another job that it can do better than a human. And so there's no telling how far this will now go.
You're in support of this worker against robot strike? Is that what?
Yeah, I think we need better rules of engagement. And if companies are going to introduce this technology, they need to be transparent about it, and there needs to be a roadmap for how this will affect humans on the floor. And this is just as true in every other sector. You don't have to work in a car factory for AI and robotics to affect you. But cases like this illustrate that employers need to do a better job of being clear what their intentions are, and because otherwise workers will not be protected going forward.
Okay. All right. I guess I agree with you. This is somehow different. It's good that they're striking now, because I think that eventually, if this were to happen, an auto manufacturer could just be like, F you to the employees. and just replace them all with robots. Like that's the
right.
worry. Strike while the technology's not as hot as it could be.
That's right. Get those protections in now, because 5 years from now, 10 years from now, we might be having a very different conversation as the technology continues to advance.
And if any, content standards regulators were listening when I said F you, I meant fudge you, because they want to throw fudge on them. Yeah, we all like fudge. Okay, I know you're a baseball junkie. That's the one where you hit it with the bat, right? I'm a big sports guy. I know all about it.
Abner Doubleday would be so proud. Yes.
No, I'm a Blue Jays fan by blood. My grandfather loved the Jays. My father loved the Jays. I am a fair weather fan, though.
That's a family legacy. How lovely.
I'm actually going to the Cyclones. They are a minor league team, I think. Are you that into baseball that you know about the Cyclones? It's the Brooklyn-based minor league team?
No, I don't, but I've always wanted to see a minor league game. They just strike me as so magical.
They, at the beginning of August, have Seinfeld Day, Cyclones game. So I'm going to go. I don't know what I'm going to wear. I might wear a Juilliard School of Dermatology T-shirt. That's Kramer pretends that he's a dermatologist from Juilliard. If you don't get the joke, Juilliard's a music school, an art school.
I look forward to the video from the stands when you're there.
Yeah. Regardless, okay, you're a baseball fan, and one piece of technology that teams are using is AI to plan what they're going to do. But the MLB is not so happy about this.
No, they're not. And we've seen like iPads that are in use in the dugout. Players get off the field. The first thing they do back in the dugout is they grab an iPad and they review the footage and they prepare for their next at bat or their next time out in the field. And so this has been going on for years, and the software is getting better and better. But Major League Baseball sent a note to all teams last month saying you can continue to use the iPads, but stop using generative AI tools on those tablets. They don't want AI to be used as part of the game. They're concerned that AI will become part of the decision-making process for when to substitute a player, pitch calling, any other in-game decisions. They don't want the technology to drive in-game decisions, and so they're banning them from those tablets that have been appearing in dugouts. Really interesting, because we're just a few years removed from the sign stealing scandal involving the Houston Astros, and that also involved technology, and Major League Baseball sort of tightened some of the rules around access to it to prevent this kind of thing from happening again. So there's this struggle. Technology is kind of pushing into a game that frankly has never been about technology, and Major League Baseball is now pushing back saying, that's a little bit too much. We don't want to go there.
Being a huge baseball fan, I definitely know the scandal that you just referred to, but for listeners who's never heard of it, not me, I promise. What was this scandal?
So Houston was alleged, and Major League Baseball ruled that they in fact did. They were analyzing the activities of opposing teams to intercept their signs between coaches and players, so they would know what was coming next, what kind of pitch is going to happen, what kind of fielding play they're planning on executing, which of course gave them an unfair advantage because now they were able to, sort of counter their action before the play actually played out. It's considered, in addition to, betting on the game, sign stealing is considered one of the most serious forms of cheating in baseball. And, for a lot of people that year, when it was 2021 when it happened, kind of a black mark on not only the team, but the entire league.
All right. If anyone here listening is a Major League Baseball player and they want to be on an iPad in the dugout, they won't be able to do that. See, this is useful news for everyone, Carmi. I'm kidding. It is kind of interesting how AI is sort of infecting sport at the highest levels to try to get that slight edge by analyzing play, things like this. Carmi, it was a joy having you on the show. Thanks for being here.
Great being here. Have a good time at the game, David.